What's up, man?
What's up? Are we starting it?
Yeah, we started.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah, name that probably needs no introduction. Mr. Money TV, guys.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Hey, thank you very much for having me on your pod, man.
My pleasure, bro. Was a bit nervous, but I think it's a good thing. Dude, I am not a finance guy in any sort of way, dude.
Yeah.
Tell me about growing up, man. How were you like?
I was a naughty boy, bro.
I think your tattoos do give off that vibe, but not to judge someone by, not to judge a book by its cover, lah.
You all know how many tattoos I got?
Yeah, I would love to know, lah.
I got let me see, 3 on this arm. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so I got about 8 tattoos right now.
Yeah, what do you call this?
These money cat, fortune cat. So
Okay, money cat. Yeah.
You know all the cashier counters?
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
this?
Yeah.
So hopefully it bring me good luck and good wealth.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Then so this arm, it's more about things that I just think that is cute and nice. Yeah. Left arm has a little bit more meaning to it.
Any more coming up?
Yeah. I hope I will complete the whole sleeve.
So I've never been a fan of tattoos, right? The only time I'm a big fan of MMA. Yeah. Do you watch any combat sports?
Yeah.
You actually do?
I practice jiu-jitsu. Stopped for 2 years though. Yeah.
Oh, you actually did jiu-jitsu?
I did jiu-jitsu. Yeah, I'm gonna start back this year hopefully.
How long did you do it for?
I did for about 4 or 5 years.
Really?
Since 2017, I've been on jiu-jitsu. Then I think I stopped 2 years ago.
Did you manage to climb the belts?
No, I'm still white. So in fact, my son laughed at me today because my son now is a grey belt. He's 7 years old, 8 years. So he got himself upgraded to a grey belt. So the other day he was telling me, Papa, you're white belt. I'm grey belt.
What is a grey belt?
So it's a 1 level after white for kids.
It's like taekwondo, they got white then blue belt. Yellow.
Yes, something like that. Yeah.
No, blue belt is jiu-jitsu. But grey is before that.
Grey is after that, but that is for kids. So usually for adults, it'll be white, blue, purple, and then brown and black.
When we were growing up, taekwondo was the hot thing.
Yeah, I did taekwondo too. I did like a couple of months and I stopped because I prefer to stay home and watch TV that time.
Yeah, so something wanted to ask also lah. Like you say you were a naughty kid, right? You seem like a very diligent hustler right now, man. Very hardworking person. Yeah.
I think I changed a lot over the years. So when I was a kid, I was born in a very odd family, right? My mom was born right after World War, so 1948. My dad was born pre-World War II, so he was like 3-4 years old when Japan invaded Malaya, and so he used to.
Do they tell you stories about that?
Yeah.
I love to hear stories like that, man.
So you can imagine, right? Like my dad is like 1930s. Yeah. So it would be grandparents for you guys. Yeah. So it's very odd where I was brought up by. So I'm probably brought up more in the background of like the youngest sibling of your dad.
Do you have siblings?
So I have 2 sisters. I have 3 actually. I have 2 sisters, 1 eldest brother. But my eldest brother passed away. Okay,
yeah. Sorry to hear that, bro.
So it's a quite interesting story where my dad used to definitely not educated, born in war days, then subsequently started working and became a gangster, did development and stuff like that. He even had a stint in the jail, right, for violent fights and so on. Yeah.
You grew up in KL?
I grew up in KL. Yeah. No, actually not really. So to tell you a little bit about my family background, back then, when we grew up, my dad went into bankruptcy already. So because he went to bankruptcy, he had to run away from debtors. So we actually moved from Petaling Jaya to...
What happened?
So my dad was a developer. If you look at PJ area, right, I think if you see like the houses around Taman Mega and Yok Chai, those were built by his company, right? But because he wasn't very good at managing cash flow, so he went to bankruptcy subsequently.
Yeah, you would think, right, if you develop some place like Taman Mega, Yok Chai there, bro, by now there'll be the generational wealth is flowing and flowing. It's not the case all the time.
So it's not the case because I think he was more of a contractor rather than a main developer. So he got a second part, I think it was a B grade or something like that, which is actually quite big lah. but he wasn't very good at managing finance. Yeah, so since young, I was always told by my mom that your dad was good at what he do, but he doesn't know how to manage cash flow. Therefore, he got into trouble, and therefore we had to move house. So we moved to Kajang, and ever since then, my dad has always tried to restart a business, try to do well again, but it never happened. He basically, the day he passed away, he was still he became a security guard, and because he had to take care of the family, and that was a very, very humbling job for him.
It is.
Yeah, very, very humbling job.
And I'm sure that also taught you a lot of lessons, like really do anything for your family just to put food on the table.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so it was a rough background growing up. Money was never something that we have, not in abundance nor in sufficiency.
You said you were a naughty kid, right? Was it the school you went to or what? They had a lot of rough. It's quite a rough neighborhood or something like that.
No, I went to DJ Damansarajaya.
That is not a rough. But you see, right? I said it's not a rough area, but if you know DJ,
Yeah.
and I'm from BU4, right? My time, right? Gangs was a thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. The cool kid were gangs.
I'm 1994 yourself.
I'm 1987. Yeah.
Oh, you're not that much older.
Yes.
Yeah. So you know very well. You know very well. The gangs back then also.
Yes, that's right.
I don't know whether you trust me lah. I won't put this in, but were you in one of those gangs?
No, I wasn't. Yeah.
Okay, so you had friends that were...
I had many friends who were in gangs. I hang out with the gangsters. I smoke. I drink.
Once you had friends who are in the gang, there's sort of no need for you to join the gang, right?
Here and there. I think when I was young, to give you a little bit of background of it, was I used to be a very, very good kid. I used to get bullied actually, but because I think I'm quite pussy lah to a certain extent, right? Yeah.
What do you mean? Primary school or high school?
I think both primary and high school. Hey, I tell you, do you know one of my early experience of going to school?
Tell me, bro.
Walao, last time I would go to kindergarten,
Yeah.
So I still remember, I go to kindergarten. Then there was this kid taller than me, right? Yeah. He will straight away walk up to me and then we're like friends like that. But he's very rough with me. He'll push me around, hit me, and stuff like that. You know what I do?
Cry.
I'll just laugh and go along with it. Because partially I'm the youngest kid. So my sisters has always kind of like bullied me a little bit, right? And for me, it's kind of normal. So I just live with it, right? And when I go to his house, he used to bully me a little bit as well. Until as I go older, I can take bully quite well. Not as in like when someone bullies you, you cry. I'm the kind of kid where when I go to school, if someone bullies me, I know how to play along. Then I'll make it into a joke. I'll laugh along with you and I'll survive. So I'm one of those floater boys, right? Where I'll go to different groups and I'm always there in different groups. And all the groups thinks that I'm quite okay to hang out with. They will invite me for a party if I happen to be there. But they always think that I belong to another group.
Understand. Yeah. We're actually very similar. Okay. I never shared this on the podcast, right? But I was that type of kid also. I get bullied. This was one of my earliest memories, right? Where it's super blurry. Means it was about 5-6 years old. We were in Penang. My dad, growing up, till now, his business in Penang, he would we would go there to maybe every 2 months or what for holiday or like that lah. Teman him over the weekend because he goes there every month like that. So we're in this hotel. I still remember Park Royal Hotel, right? Swimming in the pool, and I remember there was these kids maybe a couple of years older than me, and it's crazy that I suddenly recall this memory only like a couple of months ago. It's one of the earliest memories of me getting bullied, and I remember I was in the pool and the kids were literally jumping on me, just jumping, boom, and it hurt. It really hurt, man. Of course, like, and then guess what I did lah? I laughed.
Yeah.
I laughed like you. And I can't imagine how my mom felt back then lah, but my mom saw it and she came and she shouted at the kids all, but it must be like really heartbreaking to
Yeah.
to see your kid kena bully like that.
Yeah, I think my eldest son has this tendency also.
Is he the one in jiu-jitsu?
Yes. Yeah, he has this tendency that when he gets bullied, he doesn't really cry about it, but he plays along. I think generally I and him, we have this great desire to belong, to be accepted. And therefore, sometimes we feel that if being bullied gives me that door to be accepted, I'm willing to take it.
Or sometimes it's just the circumstances that you're dealt with, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, but no matter what, right? No matter how tolerant someone is to getting bullied or teased, right? There is a tipping point.
Yes, there is.
And I was bullied also in primary school. Okay, my friends they're all really small. Just to give you an example, right? When I was 12 years old, I was this height.
Oh my goodness.
Really, no joke. I was this height at 12 years old. So I was always a head taller than everyone. Parents all thought I'm gonna be 6'3" basketball player. It never happened. But in primary school, there were times. You remember very clearly. You go to school and then you got no. Just for these days, like for one of the days of the week, your friends will be like, okay, we're not talking to Brian today. And then you know that feeling. You go to school. It's a lonely, very very lonely feeling.
That's right.
And of course, you don't. I don't. It's not a feeling that I recognize well these days anymore. It's something very childish lah. But then they will bully me, and then I still remember there was some moments where there are 3-4 of them. You know what happens after verbal, right? It escalates to physical. So they got physical, and 3-4 of them started pushing, and I retaliate lah. It's just this was an instinct thing. And when retaliate, right, like just a while, because I was so much bigger, and then they knew lah to fuck off lah. And right after I did that, right, I felt so bad, I feel like, oh, these are my friends, how can I? It's weird, man. It's like we're having a therapy session right now, bro.
Yeah. I think it's a bit of a Stockholm syndrome. That one.
What is Stockholm syndrome? I've googled this a couple of times.
Basically, you kind of have empathy, and you end up loving your oppressor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a real. Go, bro, go. Yeah. You mean before this, is it? You haven't drank this coffee?
Yeah, no, if I have this is my next.
Or it's too much emotions.
No, I drank too much of coconut also.
Okay. No racket sports. Oh, let me guess, basketball.
Shit in all this.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
We were talking about getting bullied.
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome.
High school, I'm one of those weird students where I will go and enjoy myself, go and play.
Alone?
Not alone, with friends. I will go cafe, cyber cafe. I would go pubs and drink with my friends.
I never touched that, man, when I was in high school. First time
Yeah, so very young already, do a lot of stuff like that. When I was a kid, I was quite a naughty one. I used to hang out with a lot of gangsters. Because after my dad passed away when I was 14, then I kind of have this.
But what about your academics? Did you neglect them or?
So, I neglect them, but I have always been in science class. And when it comes to SPM, I think I'm very, very lucky. Even though I didn't study much, I get 6 A's.
You're one of those dudes, is I guess a bit easier to absorb because we're all memorizing, bro. Most of our the exams that's how it is.
Yeah, I think there's something about me is that I learn quite fast, and I can absorb things quite fast. So you can imagine, right, throughout my whole high school years, right, let's say from Form 4 to Form 5 onwards, every time when we take a test, I will fail. Literally, the only thing that I pass is Sejarah, which I enjoy the subject. I'll get A.
In high school, so you enjoy her?
Yeah, and I got A for my Sejarah, like quite effortless.
You know that's very rare, right, bro?
Yes, yeah, because I enjoy stories, right? For me, and I had a good teacher. The teacher, my tuition teacher was very good, and every time when he turned all the story, he made it very interesting. And because of that, I can just remember, I can memorize it, and I did well. But when it comes to subject that if it's not interesting for me, I would just fail, right? So I would get red color fail throughout. And then when it comes to exam day, I'll just study like a week before. But somehow I was able to get the right things. Maybe I just memorized the right things. And I did quite okay lah. I didn't do too badly lah.
Shit, man, bro, I was the opposite way. I'm the before SPM I went to people start skipping school already, right? Because they go to library or they just study or what.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6 months before SPM, I already started studying a lot every day, at least a few hours like that. Bro, SPM I got 2A.
So
Yeah.
here's where I have some friends who are like that.
I got 6B lah, if in case that matters.
So I have some friends who are like that, right?
Yeah.
And I think I can see it kind of pissed them off a little bit. Because I was a guy who didn't study.
Yeah.
And when they saw my results, they were a bit like chased off a little bit.
Yeah, but it's just people we're all different lah, dude. Like,
Yeah, I think people are different, right? Everyone
Yeah.
got a different skill set.
no, it's a real thing, man. Like, what do you call that lah? Some people, maybe I have some sort of dyslexic is when the words all start jumping around, right? For me, sejarah, it was so hard. I had to, I don't know how read how many times, right? Still can memorize. I'm still like that till today. I have to type shit down. Then only I absorb. I mean, even when listening to podcasts, right? If I'm trying to remember something, I have to write it down, man.
Right.
Yeah, even listening to podcasts.
I think for me, whenever I learn something, I always begin with the question is why does this matter? Like if I can find why it matters to me, I tend to remember that fact quite long. Yeah. Because I feel like it is something that will help me, then I will just remember. So like for example, I can remember weird shit that don't matter today. Like adhesive versus cohesive bonding.
Is that physics? Yeah, right.
Just I think it was chemistry or physics or something. I can't remember, right? Or bio. But basically the whole idea is that I think adhesive is two different surfaces that can stick to. If two different surfaces stick together, it's called adhesive. Cohesive means two same surface stick together.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
At least
and why does it matter to me is that because every day when we interact, I'm interacting with the surface of something. So I think I just somehow felt that it's important to know that if it's a different surface, that's quite adhesive. That works for me.
Yeah. You know how many people there are today, at your age now, that have no idea what that means to you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I do have some friends who actually end up studying a lot for exams and they will remember everything and then they got very well at it. But today when you ask them, they don't remember what they study as well.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you sort of neglected your studies, but then when the time come, you sort of shine under the lights a little bit for your exams. After high school, what happened?
After high school, I went to Form 6. And this time, it was way harder, so I didn't shine. Yeah, I got 2 Bs, 2 Cs. I think the teachers also felt that I should give up hope. But the reason why I was like that also is because, number one, I don't enjoy studying. I don't know why am I reading all this kind of stuff.
Did your parents were they on your ass about your?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, but I'm a naughty kid and I don't care, right? Yeah, that's why after my dad passed away, lucky I'm not scared because my dad was the fierce guy at home.
How old were you when your dad
I was
passed?
14.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then I went to university because my mom has always said that if you graduate, all you need to do is go to Form 6 and go to university and choose whatever subject the government will let you take. So unlike many of my friends, they have a goal, right? Like, okay, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an engineer. But I'm a bit of I'm always very afraid to fail since young. So I believe that the best way to deal with things is to have no goals. If you have no goals, you don't fail.
Hey, you're saying all the things that I really expected the opposite way. Yeah,
Yeah.
bro. What the
Correct.
hell? Yeah, you sound like myself, man. What?
I am it took me a while to come to realize that, right? But you see, when I look at like my co-founder is he's a straight A graduate.
Co-founder of Mr. Money.
Mr. Money TV, he went to UM,
Yeah.
and he did business school because since young he saw his cousin sister went through it. He was like, no, one day I'm gonna be like that, right? But you know what am I? I'm the kind of guy that look at my friend say I want to go be this, be that, and I'm like, what if you work so hard you don't get it? very hard So you naturally just decide like, you know what, forget about it. So then I just live my life to fate, right? As long as every day you're happy, you're fine. And because when I saw my dad, who actually went through a bankruptcy, I realized that no matter how hard you work, you can fail. And in my mind, it's just, might as well you just enjoy tomorrow. Because if you enjoy tomorrow, if you fail, at least I already enjoy tomorrow. But if I work hard and I fail, I've just spent enough working hard and I don't get nothing.
You adopted the YOLO motto before YOLO became a thing also.
It's a very poverty mindset as well, you see. And that's why today when I read stuff like why poor people are poor, do you know one of the reasons why poor people are poor?
Tell me, bro.
Because you can tell a poor guy, you say, hey, why not after work you spend more time going to read, learn up about stuff so that you can improve your skill. Do you know what the poor guy will tell you? Brother, I spent the past 12 hours working until my back want to break. And now you're telling me I can't sit down there 1 hour to watch a TV? Do you know that that's my only enjoyment in life? Yeah. I can totally identify that. I totally understand what it means.
Me too, bro. Shit, man.
I totally understand. Yeah. So when someone tells me, hey, might as well I don't work. Might as well I give up. I totally understand because trust me, I've given up. I have given up.
No, I mean in their mind they don't think it's giving up, but because you already work your 12 hours.
Yeah. So I can totally understand where this whole thing comes from, how people feel about it. And when you have examples around you that couldn't make it, it just tells you further that you shouldn't bother. Yeah. And do you know what changed?
Yeah.
When I came to PJ and it did not change me immediately, but I used to be from Kajang, from a small town.
DJ school, are you?
Yeah, so I went to PJ. And in DJ school, come on, most of our friends are middle upper.
100%.
I mean, just think about it. Like yourself, you're considered a normal family, right? A normal middle upper family.
Yeah.
Do you know if you're from Kajang, a small town? Yes. Bro, you're fucking ass rich, bro. You're T1 for me,
I'm like royalties like that.
You're royalty.
No, I understand clearly, bro.
Fucking royalty, bro. Yeah. You talk about staying in Park Royal, bro. I've only stayed in like, what? Royal lah, maybe. Park P-A-K lah, not P-A-R-K lah. Yeah. So, that was the kind of life, right? But when I came to PJ, I had a lot of friends because I love to talk. That's one thing that I think I was born right with this skill, right? Talk. So because of that, I'm forced to make friends because no friend, you talk alone, you're crazy, ma. So you need a friend, so you talk. And I came to realize that the way they think about things is very different. For example, as I grew older, definitely they all changed. At first, it was like I didn't like them. I feel like, hey, you all are rich bastards. You all don't know how to think.
Oh, you did have...
Yeah. I was very jealous. I was very jealous about it, right? Like my friends who were like, let's say, we were talking about uni. Then naturally, when you discuss with your friend what you talk about, should I take engineering course? Should I go Australia? I'm so angry at my dad because he doesn't want to send me to Australia because he said that I'm not matured enough to handle overseas life.
You know what's even worse than that? If your friend said, I'm so angry at my dad because he want to send me to Australia, but I don't want to go. Yeah, that's me, bro.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
I wanted to stay here.
So you know when I see all this, I'll go like, you guys all rich fucktards, right?
Tards, bro.
You don't even know what kind of good life. You know what's my choice after this? Going into Form 6 and just choose whatever the government can give me. Which means, let me tell you how it looks like. You pick up you go to the internet, you look for this particular website that is specifically built for non-boomy people that tells you what is the acceptance rates based on the GPA according to each subject. And which one got the highest chance for you to get in. That is how we choose for the subject. Not, I want to be an engineer or doctor. Yes, it is a defeated mindset. You can say that this is not motivating. Oh, no, you have choice. Yes, but you will not understand when you go through that.
But bro, I mean, now it's very clear to you, and then it's probably not very clear. Sometimes it's fucked up now, but I envy. I had a period where I envied this sort of upbringing. I know it sounds very stupid from someone like me to say, right? But I understood it in my early 20s that the drive is so fucking different, bro. When you grow up comfort and you grew up like yourself.
I can understand that as well. And later, let me tell you something that this is actually not true. Okay. So, I'm not saying that the way that I think about it is good. I'm not proud of it. But I think I've gone through it. So I can understand why poor people think poor. They don't think in abundance. I can understand. Right? I can understand why when I was younger, my mom, my aunties or whatnot, when we go to a cafe, we see people having the extra bowl of sweet there. You can take 1, 2, you will take extra few pieces. Why? Because it's all opportunities. It is all, wow, it's Chinese, we say 贪小便宜, taking advantage of things. Why? Because that's your only chance. That's how you see things,
If you go to a hotel, you take everything.
Yes, yeah. I can understand, right? Now, then going into uni, and then after talking to my friends more, I think one day...
Sorry, so you told me that you had to see whatever you qualified for, those were your options.
Yeah.
What were they? Were they decent, any decent things that you were interested in?
So I thought to myself, I wanted to do psychology, and...
That's very interesting.
I've always had the opportunity. So what happened was that my sisters all graduated from UPM, and I felt that I also want to go into UPM. So I just went to UPM. I chose a course that is called Pembangunan Manusia dan Pengurusan. And in my mind, I thought that was HR.
What is it actually? Pembangunan?
I don't even know what the hell it is.
Fucked up, man.
You see, we just choose it, right? I chose other subjects as well, which I don't quite remember what subject was it. But I basically chose that, and I got in. And later, I discovered it was social. It was a double major where it's a social science, which is human development, and business management. And I was like, oh my goodness, I was trying to avoid business. That's what I want to avoid because I think money is stupid, right?
Yeah.
Then...
I see. Now I see.
Yeah, I thought money is stupid.
It was a love-hate, but the love only developed later on in your life.
Yes. So, but because you already got a course, you have to take it, right? And during that time, a few things start changing. Number one, you start thinking more seriously about future. What happens if one day you get married? And you realize that whether you hate money or not is irrelevant.
It's relevant, you mean?
Yeah, it's irrelevant about my emotion. I still need to buy a house.
Yeah, understand.
I can't go to the developer. I can't go to the bank and say, I hate money.
Give me a loan.
Can you give me a loan? He's going to tell me the first sentence doesn't matter. The second sentence matters. Which is, give me a loan. Can you show me your credit score? Right?
Yeah.
So I realized that the sooner you realize that it really doesn't matter what you think.
Your circumstances.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can say, I hate the rich. You can say rich people are idiot. You can say whatever you want. You are actually just that little small thing sitting down in the corner in a place that doesn't matter, making comments that doesn't matter. The sooner you accept that it doesn't matter and walk out of that, your life will change.
This is a follow-up question. So there's a lot of people still doing that, sitting at the corner, like you say, commenting hateful stuff and all.
Yes.
Why do you think they don't figure that out?
I think firstly here's what I want to tell you about your earlier thing about whether is it rich or poor, right? The truth is whether you're rich or poor is the same mindset. It is just a mindset of people. That's all. Now, and why people are doing it is because they don't see hope. They don't see why changing this attitude, where it will lead me. If I don't sit here and make stupid comments, then what?
You believe that wherever you are at life at that moment is exactly where you should be, and that's how much you're worth.
Yes. So, in psychology, right? In psychology and behavioral therapy and so on. So I'm very fortunate that the part of my subject of psychology, right, is human development, and psychology was part of it, right? So I learned a lot during that period of time, right? So you see, when someone wants to change their behavior, you do not just remove a behavior. You need to replace it with something new. For example, if today you were to say that, hey, I've been complaining a lot. I want to stop complaining. Do you know what? That's not going to work.
Unless...
It's not going to work because you're just removing something. Then there's a void. Now, what are you going to do? That is what's going to make the next difference. If you say, I'm going to stop complaining and I'm going to change it into gratitude. And that's why you say, every time I want to complain, I'm going to choose to be thankful about something. So let's say I think that this cup of coffee is annoying me, no, it's too cold. Then you change your perspective and you say, okay, this cup of coffee is too cold, but I'm glad that I can still afford a cup of coffee. Now, then you replace it with gratitude. That's why you will notice a lot of successful people, they very often will always follow up with, don't complain so much, be grateful. It doesn't end there. Because most of the time, to do it well, you need a new behavior to replace the old behavior. You can say that I want to stop being lazy. Then what's the behavior that's going to replace being lazy? You can say that I'm not going to delay things anymore, I'm not going to procrastinate. Then what is the next thing that you're going to do to replace that? Most of the people do not have the next plan moving ahead and say, I'm going to replace that behavior. And that's the reason why they remain as where they are. And within just a short few months, you sit back there again complaining and complaining and complaining. Yeah.
So, I want to... So, now we are talking about, like, the circumstances that you're born in, right? And people turn out differently because of that. It's very significant, like the roll of the dice that you get. I have this friend, a very good friend of mine. I've shared this story before, share it again. I hope he doesn't hear it the second, third time lah. It's a bit awkward. Yeah. So he came to my school he's from Malacca. He came to my school when we were Form 4. It's like what you said, you're coming from Kajang to a DJ school like that in the city, urban kids. You're mixing with the urban kids now. His family was also a broken family. Dad has 3 families. The mom was, when I met him, he was 16. The mom was 35. So the mom also was a very young mother. The mom taught him how to go to the cyber cafe. The mom was always at the cyber cafe. He was in the cyber cafes since he was 6 years old. Back then, the old people will remember Ragnarok. It was a game. And then Dota came out. Dota came out when I was 7, 8 years old, right? So when I met him in high school, right, at 16 years old, he was the best Dota player I've ever met. He was already playing with all the really, really good, the best players. He was playing with all of them. You got what do you call those skirmishes? You skirmish with all those good players. He didn't have a team. When I went to, so after high school, what happened? Most of us, we had probably went to a private uni locally or go to overseas, UK or Melbourne. I went to Melbourne. I was there for 8 years. He stayed here. He went to Tar College. He was in take a loan or so. He was in Tar College for maybe a year plus only. But the whole time he never stopped. He kept playing. And after school usually he would just go to the CC, spend whole day there. By the time I was in my second year in uni, right, he was playing in Korea, China, Malaysian teams, Singaporean teams. Really, the highest level of Dota. And esports is something like people who plays esports, they know it's something. The competitive level you can't say it's much easier or what than physical sports. It's really, really tough also. There's a lot of luck involved also, persistency, perseverance, a lot of that. And all these things, right, I only realized and understood it. It's good that I had a friend like him to make me see how this develops. The reason why he excelled, right, and was in that position when he was playing for overseas team and all, he was a win or two away from, I don't know whether you know what's the international TI. It's the World Cup of Dota, millions and millions of money in the prize pool. He was a win or two away from playing in those tournaments. He played in big tournaments also, just not that World Cup and all. But the reason why he was in that situation is because he didn't have opportunity. He didn't have hobbies. I want to go to football training. I tell my mom, like, hey mom, my friends are going to football training. Can I go to football training too? Like, sure. Yeah, so went for football training. I want to go badminton class or what? Yeah, I can go. I want to go do things. I had opportunities, of course, a lot, but I had a lot of time. I had options to do hobbies and all. He had nothing, just that. So he stuck to it, and that's how he ended up lah, where he was. Yeah, just sharing lah. Yeah, it's something that made me realize lah.
Yeah, something that you shared there. If you actually look at it,
It was dirt poor, bro. Also dirt poor.
sometimes it's about also figuring out what you're already good at and making it the best. Yeah. So, like, I'll tell you a fun fact, right? After graduated, actually, I wanted to be a strategy consultant.
Strategy consultant.
Yeah.
What is that?
So, like BCG, McKinsey, Accenture, because I had some friends who actually graduated and went in there, and I thought it was such a glamorous job, right? You're like so atas, you know, everyone will just look up to you. You're like set for life.
You had status.
Yeah, you're like status, you know, and people talk to you. You also talk in a funny accent suddenly, right? Yeah, all those are parts of the criteria, right? If you want to go into a bigger firm.
But did you have the grades for it?
Yeah, precisely, right? So here's the interesting thing. When I was in uni, I did very well in my first 2-3 semester. I almost got my first class, but I didn't get it because of mathematics subject. 2-3 of them where I got a B minus. That's why I didn't get my first class. I could have retaken the paper and did well lah, but I chose not to lah. Yeah. Nonetheless, my point is that I applied for it. I didn't get it. And there's one thing that I avoided all the while. I hated sales. I feel like sales is such a low-level job. It is such a job that... I mean, come on, when you're young, right? You go to a restaurant, what do you see? Dogs and salesmen not allowed. Yeah. You walk around uptown, you'll see a lot of doors that are actually put there. You know, the door to go upstairs, no salesman, right? Yeah, all the office doors has that. And how lowly can a salesman be? But everyone tells me this one thing, right? Peter, you're good at talking. And over the years, when I do part-time, I go and do retail sales, I usually somehow do well one. I will be a part-time, but I'll be store champion one.
Which what sort? Like
whether I sell iPhone, whether I do Maxis event, whether I go like work in Giordano, you know, the kind of shops. Okay. Yeah, I will somehow do quite well as a salesperson. That's one thing, and I hated it. I think I really hated it.
You hated it also even while you were doing it?
I hated it. I felt like such a low-level job.
You feel like a peasant.
I felt like a peasant. But did I enjoy talking? I love it. Right? Now, I think what changed was when I graduated, I came out and I started working. I became a management trainee. And
wait, where do you work straight away?
I work in this company called Genting.
Genting lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows that, right?
Yes, sir.
Genting Holdings.
Yeah.
Yeah, Berhad. Yeah, so I worked there for a while, and I was reading some management books, some leadership books, and also some books about businesses, because a lot of my friends were starting business, and I recall during that time, Says just got sold.
Your friends were starting business at 21, 22?
Yeah. You know, like people like Kylie Ng were my seniors.
Who's Kylie Ng?
Kylie Ng, 500 Startups, the guy who founded Says.com,
Okay.
Joel, all these were my seniors. So I basically, quite many of my seniors were in the startup space.
They were startups, but it's a lot of family support, obviously.
This is what we think, right? No.
No, not
Yeah,
always.
correct. But you're right.
But if you're from PJ, maybe.
You're right. Whether or not is there family support, there is still somewhat family support, because there is a privilege that you don't have to pay for house rental. You don't have to...
Overhead.
Yeah, you don't need overhead. You don't have a family who's waiting for you to feed them and stuff like that, right?
The risks are not as scary.
Yes, to a certain extent, I think being born in PJ area, we do have some sort of a privilege. And even for me, I can say that I'm poor, but because I was born and I was raised in this area, I get the exposure that no one had. If you think about it...
What do you mean? From both worlds?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, if I was a little boy growing up in Kelantan, I may not have the exposure that I had here. I would have walked in an area like, say, DJ or Taman Tun, looking at a big-ass bungalow, and I'll go like, wow, this is a bloody palace. And then I'll just be shocked. But because I grew up in this area, I have friends who stay there, I will still walk up to the palace, and then I'll like, hey, bro, let's go play football. And then we get to talk to their parents, no matter how poor am I. Because at least I get exposure, right? So that's the privilege of being born in PJ area.
being born, but also a privilege that you weren't born here, but you experienced both.
Yes, and because of that, I get both sides. And having said that, to continue that story is that eventually I discovered that for me to get ahead in life, again, it's not about what I like or don't like. It's about what matters. And what matters is, of all the skill set that I currently have, definitely strategy is not my strength. But my strength is in talking. And my strength is in building relationships. And therefore, that strength is best suited to be used in either customer service or sales. So go and do what matters.
How long did you spend in that Genting?
I was in Genting only for about half a year, then I left.
Yeah, as in just now you were talking about this PJ area. Something I was talking to this Grab driver the other day, okay, and like what you said a lot of it just the fact that you're just born here, you're so fucking blessed because we were talking about the property prices. He was telling me that the home that he grew up in, Seremban, can't remember the area. Say one of the hot areas just past the toll like that. The real hot areas. They bought it at 200K. They bought it at 40K. This was I don't know how long ago, 1990 like that. Now it's about 200, which is a 5 times. I used to stay in Datuk Sulaiman. Bro, that was when my dad bought it. It was 100K. It went up 2,000%.
Yeah.
So when you say that just because you're born in PJ, right, the privilege is so fucking insane.
Yes.
If people don't realize it's also a lot of luck, because property they don't just do that, and no one can ever predict it's going to do that. It's crazy.
Yeah. So whenever we say like people are self-made, I think that
What do you mean by that?
like when we say people are self-made, we mean by someone who give all his effort and then build something from scratch without family support and anything. I would very often argue, and when I meet these people as well, they will never really claim that they're self-made because they themselves will also know that there's a lot of luck involved.
You mean the person saying it?
Yes, like how can you be, just talk about PJ itself, right? Just think about it. We are blessed enough to be even here. We are blessed to be born in this time of the world where there is no war for a very long season, and that's why there's economic development.
This whole country is, if you're talking about war, right, this whole country is blessed in that sense.
Yes, no matter what, we are blessed. So yes, there's so many things that we can complain about, but yet for every one thing that hurt us, there's a million more that we forget to thank God about, to be grateful about. And maybe just by changing their perspectives can help us to see things better and clearer, right? And just now you were telling me, you hope that you were born in a situation where it makes you have more drive.
Yeah, where I had to struggle and not have been given everything I never asked for and everything I could have needed. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So maybe to ask yourself back this question, coming to this point of life, have you struggled today?
There's levels to struggling.
There's
right?
levels to struggling, right?
Everyone thinks they're struggling though.
Yeah.
Right? Especially in this social media era. I saw something quite crazy the other day. A lady, some girl, just a not so close friend, she was in the airport, okay? And then I forgot one of those quotes that girls say, I can't do this or pray for me, pray for me, because she had to transit in the airport for 6 hours, something like that, because her business class flight was cancelled. So she was putting on her social media, pray for me, and maybe she was serious about it. So that's what I meant by there's different levels of struggling. Yeah. So you asked me, have I struggled today? Not enough.
So I'm a big believer that you want to do things you can control. There's a million and one things you can't control. Today you can't control whether you're born in a rich or poor family, right? But you can engineer an environment for yourself where you need to go through the level of suffering that you need to go through. But that's your choice. Yeah. And why up to today you haven't gone through that level of suffering? That's no more your mom and dad's choice. It is your choice that you didn't go through it. So here it is where my point is this. Maybe in life, as we are born and as we become more and more adult, the key here is us engineering an environment to make us a better person. Instead of thinking about, am I going to get there? Maybe the first step itself is just engineer the environment. For example, if you say, I want to be more independent, maybe the first thing you do is just move out of the house and don't ask for allowance. Then you will eventually go and find a job, right? Yeah. Now, don't you think about success first? Just think about independence first. Move out first, right? Then, or if you're thinking about, I want to be good at, say, podcasts, like in this case, you did not wait for the most professional equipment. You just start with whatever you have immediately.
Phones.
Right? Phones, like this particular environment. Is it a soundproof room? No. So you start first, you do first. And at the end of the day, the key that makes you successful, sometimes it's not so much of the suffer. The suffer, the struggle, all those are tools that shape a character. Ultimately, it's how you choose your response. How you choose your response in the face of struggle. And that's why I love this one thing, right? When we use this word called courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but how you respond in the presence of fear.
Because every human feels fear.
Yeah. Courage is not absence of fear. It is how you respond in the presence of fear.
I felt fear leading up to this podcast. If I'm being totally honest.
Yeah. And what do?
I said, I like it. I need a few more of this.
That's right.
Yeah.
You just go ahead with it, right?
Yeah. Just do it. Yeah. So we're talking about sales. So from Genting, is that when you dove into insurance?
Yes. So after Genting, I evaluated my choices. What I did something very methodical in my opinion, which is I went and speak to a couple of friends who have been working in corporate for a number of years, including my colleague, and I asked them what is their salary. And from there, I came out with an average. I think even if you're best performing, if you're in a Chinaman company or a smaller MNC, you'll be looking at about 7K. And that is...
But after how many years?
3 to 5 years. That's like very fast progressing as well.
It is, yeah.
The other way is actually to jump to a very big multinational that pays extremely well. So for example, a big multinational that pays extremely well. So for example, if you take a jump to say IBM, or either you jump to for example McKinsey or whatnot, because they have a global salary benchmark, then it's a whole different story. But that is a 1 in a million kind of thing. You need to fight against a number of competitors. So I did ask myself this question: what will make me stand out that I'm able to get there? And I realized that for me, partially is that you need to get an MBA, all these kind of things. And I realized that all those things are not things that I can do immediately. So then the next question I ask is, then what else can get me to a 5-figure range within the next 5 years? Sales. So I asked myself again this question, right? So if I'm going to do sales now, what kind of company am I going to go for? So I came to a conclusion that if I were to do sales for a company, as an employed salesperson, I realized that the skill set that I learned will not be too different from someone who, say, work from an insurance company and becoming an agent that's self-employed, right? You still sell. Your job is still looking for leads, understanding the lingo, convincing the client. The only difference is one has a cap, the other one doesn't have a cap.
Cap off how much you can earn.
Yes, how much you can earn. What do I mean by that? If you work for a company, this year you may hit a target. There's actually a flat out rate to that. Yeah. Then subsequently next year, they know that you can do this much. They're going to increase your target significantly. And now suddenly you hit your last year's result, you're not going to get the same amount. Now, this means that I need to be forever endlessly chasing a growth. Yeah. Is that the kind of life I want?
You can't just in your first year hit 100K. You know, it just doesn't work that way. No matter how stand out you are.
Yes. So then I thought about it. Then what's next? If I were to do, say, insurance, or I were to do MLM, or to do something else.
You actually consider doing MLM?
I consider everything, right? And then I asked myself, so what's the difference between these two? The only difference here is, number one, people look down on me.
MLM.
Yeah, you're MLM or either you're doing insurance, people are scared of you and so on.
you did not care about that at all.
Number two, there's a question about security because you do not have a basic pay compared to if you work for people. Now, these two are emotions. It's just emotions, right? Security is an emotion. Yeah. If you do your job, you should get paid, right? Number two, if you were to talk about, like, say that people look down on you, again, it's emotion, right? Then number three, if I do well in it, how does it look like? Well, there's no such thing as a adjustment of my targets. Every year is going to be the same. It's just whether I want to earn more or less. No one can take that away from me. So after I considered it, I realized that by any logical factor, the truth is not too far. If I'm going to let emotions hold me back, then might as well I just choose something that might as well I just don't do lah, right? If emotion is going to hold me back. So it shouldn't be a valid thing. And therefore, because of that, I decided that I'll go for insurance for a number of reasons. Number one, why is it not MLM? Because insurance has been a product that has been there for generations. Everyone needs it. Everyone use it, whether they like it or not.
MLM is so...
MLM will go by trend. Yeah. Is it going to be supplement time? Is it going to be this time, that time, right? No. Is it professional? I think it's professional enough to a certain extent. During my time, it's not as well seen as. But if you look at a country like Singapore, it's considered professional today, right? Financial planners are professionals, right? There's a pathway towards professionalism. And what do I get to learn? What is it that will give me that forever takeaway that can stay with me in my life? I thought about it. If I were to do MLM, the only thing that stays with me is the sales skills. The product will fade. But if I were to do insurance and unit trust, these two knowledge is going to be there forever.
Yeah.
The only thing that changes is how the product is packaged. It's still the same basic finance knowledge, which will compound and will help me to become even better at what I do. So eventually I looked at all these factors and I thought to myself, looks like this is the best option.
I don't know too much about insurance industry, but you said that it will be relevant forever. Is that the case?
Yeah, because if you think about it, what is insurance? Insurance is basically risk control. How long has insurance been around? It has been around since the maritime days, right? In the past, before there was insurance company, what happened is that when there was ship, remember those British India company, those kind of things, Dutch voyages, you know. So when they were about to take long voyage, they would buy an insurance also. They would say, look, this is my shipment. If I don't come back, then please pay this much.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was the basic principle of risk planning from earlier days. Is it going to be called ABC product or tiger insurance or monkey insurance? That's just the product name. But the concept is something that will stay on forever, and it can benefit me some way or another. I do not know. Did it benefit me today? Well, definitely it did, because eventually I made Mr. Money TV, and because of those skills that I've learned, I learned to explain a lot of financial products to people in a way that people can understand.
How long did you spend there?
I did it for close to 10 years. 20...
Oh, long time, huh?
Yeah. So that's why when people say like Mr. Money, is it like an overnight success? Is it something that I got good at very fast? No. I started at 2012. 2012 onwards, every day I'll meet 3 people.
I thought you said 2008?
2019 I started Mr. Money TV. 2012 I graduated from university. And then I did for 1 year of I did for half a year of in corporate, but within 3 months I was part-timing in insurance. Okay. So every day my job was to see about 3 people and explain to them about money.
Can I ask you, so the leads, right, how does it work? Because like I was in real estate last time. You go inside, it depends on the company. Some companies, they've got hot leads for you. Some is just cold leads, and some there's no leads at all. You find your leads. How did it work for you?
For me, there was no leads. It was dependent on friends and family. So I had to reach out to friends and family first.
which is the first thing that people do lah in sales.
Yes.
Yes, they utilize their network first.
Yeah, so that was how it worked for me, and from there I actually speak to many people. There are friends today that are no more friends because that there are friends today that are still remaining as friends.
What do you mean no more friends because of that?
I mean, they just hear that you are insurance agent and they are so afraid to ever meet you again.
Yeah. So how was it like, man? The like start like, do you get good at it fast?
My first month, I think I was very lucky that I had one friend who supported me, so I felt really good. My first sale ever made. Subsequently, it slowed down. Then I start realizing that knowing how to talk or enjoying talking is not sales.
Yeah, because you have to. There's a mission, and that's to close the deal.
Yes.
Did you ever? You see, I always had this. I was so, I think, overly conscious about that side of me when I was doing real estate. Right, this was in Melbourne. It's the same, very similar. First day of work, my boss gave me 1,000 leads. Just call random people, call, and I always carried out that sort of like consciousness of like, I'm a salesperson, I'm a pesky person, I'm saying I'm saying whatever I have to say to get the guy to close the deal. My boss, not just my boss, sure enough, anyone that was successful in it, they weren't exactly the most honest about everything. It's sort of like customers don't need to know this, don't need to know that. As long as they sign the contract, that's sort of matter. So I always had that sort of consciousness in me. Did you ever feel any of that?
Yes, that's why for me, when I first started doing sales, I was very conscious about my approach. Like I wanted to be someone that's respectable in the career.
Yeah.
And whatever I say, how I made an appointment. Like for example, I've never done that. Go out with a friend and then say, "Hey, now have a coffee," and then later suddenly pull out something.
That's very common, bro.
Yeah, I've never done that. Like I've never done that. So usually what happens is that when I go out with a friend, or either I call them, the first thing is that I tell them, "Hey, but is it okay if I share with you something?"
Okay.
If they say no, then they will. Then I won't share. Then will I persuade them to let me share? I will.
Why not?
Because that's the negotiation, man, right? Like I say, hey, is it okay later when we have a coffee? Is it okay if I just take 5 minutes to share with you something? And if you do not like it, I will just not talk about it for
Yeah.
Yeah, some people will just straight away say, hey bro, why lah? What you want to share with me lah? Can you tell me first? I say, okay, it's a financial product. Then they're like, huh? Well, better not lah. Let's not meet lah. Then you'll be like, hey bro, why you haven't even hear me already? You scared already, man? Wait. I mean, this is a normal conversation to negotiate, right? Like for example, your friend asks you, hey, tomorrow I play football. You say, hey bro, not free lah. My wife asked me don't play. Then your friend will kacau you and say, hey bro, you scared why me?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a normal conversation. But yes, there are people who take it as an offense. And hey, why are you chugging it down my throat? Right? It happens. Definitely depends on how many times you push it, right? If your friend already say no, then you push it 10 times, you still scared why? Still scared why? Then it's not nice lah.
It is a necessary skill to be good, man, at sales. It is.
I think it's a lot about, I think what I learned from sales, it was a lot about how to influence people. How to influence people to take action, to know what matters, to convey your message. I came to learn over the years of sales was, number one, if you think you bring up a message, it doesn't mean that people get the message.
Oh, I also know that from real estate. Whatever shit that you are presenting to them, right? Customers don't know. And I also, and you see, I also talk to the insurance agent, also my friend, when he's explaining everything, bro, I'm like, but it's sort of gibberish,
Yeah, correct.
It's not their field. They're not supposed to know.
How do you make something so complicated to be easily understandable? And those are part and parcel of what I've learned over the years that made me able to build our content today as well. Yeah. So like I say, even if you think you're already good at something, so think about it, right? My point is this: if you're already good at something, also it takes me so long to get there. what if you choose something that you are totally not good at from the beginning?
Yeah, then
That's going to be even harder, right?
yeah, you see success in your 50s, 60s if you're lucky.
Yeah. So I know some people learn very fast. Some people can do that. But I'm being very practical. My point is, I think a lot of people sometimes try to be good at something not because they really, really are gonna be good at something, but because they have this romantic feeling about how it looks like. For example, some people really think that they can be a musician. I mean, that's like me. I can tell you my secret dream in life. I want to be a professional musician and I want to be a professional athlete. But you know what happened?
I also had.
I can't play music for nuts, right? I can play a bit. I can play the guitar, I can sing some songs, but that's pretty much about it. And if you take away the chord shit, I'm not gonna be able to make it. Right? I can sing fairly average, but I can't sing like Celine Dion or Sam Smith, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Talking about sports, I can play a bit, but guess what? I tried playing badminton for 1 month, practicing real hard. My wife came one day and she beat me on that day, and she hasn't played for 10 years.
Oh.
And her whole family are athletes.
Okay.
Yeah, her family is just gifted in that, right? I played pickleball with my brother-in-law, and my brother-in-law at the end of the day told me this one thing. He said, Peter, I think you belong in the gym. Now, I think those things are cool. And the last thing I want is to be talking. I don't think talking is cool.
You see, right? Something very, very evident. Okay, so basketball is one thing, right? Where people always say that you want to be a basketballer, sure. You're 5'5" though.
That's right.
Another thing that I think is even more, how do you say this? It's even harder and depends so much on your genetics is bodybuilding. We're talking about the Mr. Olympias, right? Really big dudes. If you talk to most of the previous competitors or champions or whatever, right? Let's say a Ronnie Coleman or what, and you tell them like, oh, I aspire to be a bodybuilder and all, they'll tell you straight up, you don't have the genetics even before you try, because bodybuilding is something that, yeah, let's say just so happens your genetics allowed you to be super the same size as whoever's on that main stage. You might not have the alignment that's needed to be a champion. Maybe your abs are just ugly and fucked up, distorted. Yeah. It's like you mentioned, you can't. It's not meant for everyone, lah. That's one way to put it, lah.
So I think that everyone is given a set of gifts, and it is for you to discover that set of gifts and use it, right? And to use it well. But it's just that sometimes we don't like the set of gifts that we are given.
So what was the most? I mean, if you've seen so many people come and go in insurance, what was the most significant thing that made them like they just couldn't do it? They couldn't succeed and they left fast.
People can't deal with rejections. Actually, even it's the same in content creation. If you think about it, there's so many people who create content, right? There's so many people who do sales. And it's not too far difference. If you do sales, you go to a guy, the guy rejects you. And you feel terrible about yourself because you're not accepted as a person. You feel that guy rejects you, like oh, why, can't even accept me, and stuff like it just spirals, right? And you think about it, when you put up your content, what do you read next? Comments. And we read the comments. The truth is, out of 10 comments, there'll be at least 2 or 3 that are nasty comments, man. And depending on what level of engagement you are getting, right?
Did that affect you actually at the start?
Oh, I tell you, it does. Let me tell you one of the earliest content I had. One day I uploaded a video and there was no sound. Do you know the guy wrote a long comment?
Why did you upload the video?
I uploaded a video. I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know? Okay.
I just uploaded it. When I heard it, it was sound. Then you know how sometimes YouTube is, right? It will go cha-cha a bit and then no sound. Right? I just remember the person wrote such a long comment. Just to tell me that like it's shit. Like up to today, I still have a lot of haters. But I can tell you, Every single one, including Stephen Pallett, have haters on. If you can't deal with haters, you can't move on. Okay, it's just how big the group of haters is,
Yeah.
Okay, think about it.
It gets bigger.
If you talk about even a CEO, can you tell me if there's any CEO who work in their organization that you do a survey, everyone loves him? No. None. No matter how good you are, there'll be 10% of people who don't like you. In fact, there'll be about 1/3 of people who don't like you. And no matter what you do, this 1/3 will never be convinced by you.
Something to add lah. If you said, is there any CEO where they don't have any haters? If that's the case, I think they're in a cult.
Or either they're not a good CEO. Usually, the leader that everyone loves will never be a good leader. Same thing with content. If you think about it, if your content is always neutral, people don't comment much because you don't engage emotions at all. But
It's not authentic also.
yeah, videos that have opinion and people don't like, that's when. Because you're not meant to have 100% hit rate. You're always going to have 2/3. 2/3 is all you're going to get. Do you know when you're not doing well? If half of them don't like you and they are willing to make the mission of commenting, then that's when you get sort of cancelled in that sense. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then it's not good. But generally 2/3 is all you're going to get, bro.
You mean 2/3 are positive?
2/3 positive is all you're going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah. You will cross your finger if that 1/3 just don't comment. That's all.
Yeah. I Heng gets a lot of hate also, man.
I gets a lot of hate also. Yeah, he gets a lot of hate also.
I don't think you get nearly as much.
I think I get also. I just don't read it. Yeah. I don't bother.
You see, right?
So I Heng will get the hate. He will post it up and he'll respond to the hate. I just don't respond. I just don't respond.
I Heng is capitalizing on it lah, and I always like those posts of his when he
Just whack the guy.
yeah, he whacked the guy. Yeah. He's good
But I just don't. I don't bother.
About the insurance industry, right? What about the product that you were selling?
I was selling mostly medical and critical illness. So I only sell more necessary products. I do sell saving plans last time, but very, very rare.
I was just watching this listen to this podcast Do More Podcast. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if you've done it
Kusu Chong.
before. Yes. I'm not sure whether you've done no, you haven't. Yeah, I was listening to this. There was this doctor that came on, and he was really going hard on the insurance industry. I don't think this is something new. He's talking about why are insurers overriding medical advices in certain cases, and he's attributing a lot of it to greed, chasing profits, not being humane about it. Give you an example. You take this guy has diabetes, right? You take your diabetes medication, and after that, his health seems to stabilize and is fine. And then and talking about the client, when the client wants to claim more, even though his health is good and stabilized, he wants to keep claiming more, just to make sure it doesn't go bad again. He doesn't fall back into that bad state. The insurer tells him that, no, you're perfectly fine already, so I don't think you need it. In a way, they would try a lot of they'll try as best as they can in some cases to deny you of what even the doctor says is necessary, if they could get away with it. Yeah. Did you ever think about this sort of incidents? I know it's a common thing, and you get a lot of complaints from. I'm sure you have feedback from clients and all. But did you think about this sort of thing?
So I'm quite lucky that I think at the heat of all this, I'm already no more in industry lah. I already did Mr. Money lah, so exited, right?
So that's why. What was the difference back then? It's not. From while listening to the podcast, it says that back then it wasn't. It gradually got.
It got worse.
Really?
It got
Yeah?
worse.
Okay. But it also did exist some sort of this.
I can tell you that there's more people trying to cheat insurance than insurance trying to cheat people lah. But whenever insurance try to deceive the people, it becomes a very very big case lah. But when people try to deceive insurance, it will never become a big
That's
case
a very good
because everyone likes that lah. Yeah, think about it, right? If you say I managed to cheat the insurance to make a certain claim,
Good,
I can tell you
fuck them.
write an article, right? Everyone will celebrate. That's all. Yeah. But if you talk about like insurance cheated a person, everyone will feel that it's a terrible thing in the world.
But were there when you were in industry, was that something where people were successful at it, at cheating insurance that you know of?
So Malaysia, unfortunately, when insurance first started, there were a lot of fraud cases. So number one, if you look at Malaysia and Singapore, you will see a very stark difference in the type of insurance and how things are done. Okay, number one, Singaporeans are mostly insured. Because why? Health insurance is a mandatory government scheme. Okay, why is that very important? Why is that very important? Is because of this.
I'm not sure about their system. So mandatory as in,
Like at the moment you're born,
yeah.
they have something like a CPF, right? Like OKWSP, where under there's something called Medicare, and under your Medicare, they will take out a portion to buy insurance. Okay. So everyone has medical insurance from the beginning.
But do they have private insurance companies as well?
Yes. Then after that, your private insurance company is just a top up.
Okay.
Singapore, right? Their health plan is not to make money, and it's really public service.
You're talking about the public public insurance.
Public insurance, and because they have a government insurance scheme. It's a universal government insurance scheme, Singlife, right? Then they also have a private insurance, and they have to compete with the government insurance, so they're not looking at making money. The thing that they make money out of Singapore, right?
Yes.
When it comes to insurance product, critical illness plan, okay, life plan here and there, and then very sophisticated annuities and investment plan.
You're talking about this is this is the private insurance companies.
Yeah,
this is what they have to play on.
Yes, very different. Yeah. It's a whole different market, okay? Now, so let's talk about what's wrong with Malaysia's market. I would say that both sides are at fault. Okay, number one, you have to acknowledge the truth is this. Insurance companies now are not here to do charity.
They're about the money. Yeah.
They're about money. So today, if you were to open a nasi lemak shop, right, and every time you have to sell below cost, will you continue operating? Put it this way, right?
Actually, you kind of.
None of us PJ people who are living in privilege is because you did such a business. Okay, so let's be honest. That's the first thing, right? The question is, how much are you going to earn out of it? And at what level are you going to earn until it's unethical or ethical? Okay. Now, what is the real data? Honestly, it is very murky. Okay, now let's talk about the next part. What influences a medical price? Doctors.
Yeah.
Cost of medical.
Okay.
Then we have a lot of private hospital. Malaysia have this issue. Okay? We do not have enough government hospitals, so therefore we allow a lot of private hospitals. Now, so for private hospitals, in order for you to claim, the only way to claim is to stay in the hospital. How many times have you heard of your friends making a claim, going into hospital, stay one night, just so that they can claim? Yeah. Plenty, right?
Yeah.
Did that make it to the news? None.
I didn't know it's because they have to actually. Okay.
Now, why is it so? Because the policy and the way the things are structured is not good lah. What kind of nonsense? If let's say my medical treatment is 1,000 ringgit and just because I cannot stay in the hospital, I cannot claim. So now you are forcing me to purposely talk to the doctor and arrange with the doctor so that I can get admitted. Yeah. Now it's not 1,000 anymore, it's 2,000 because it's add another 1,000 ringgit to stay overnight. So you see, both sides are so stupid. One don't want to come up with a better policy wordings to improve it. The other side willingly help.
They're stupid if they're thinking about their consumers, but they're smart if they're thinking about their pockets.
Correct. So stupid in the sense where people will talk to each other. So what happens is that very often doctors do help to do whatever it takes to help you get a claim, as long as it's within my ethical bounds. Yes. And what is my ethical bounds? So this is where the question is, right?
You see, I think maybe some people don't know. Insurers also, there's two doctors lah. Insurers also have their doctor lah.
So there are also some doctors who do this. I've heard of stories where doctors do this. Okay?
Which doctors? The insurers or the?
Not insurance doctor, hospital doctor.
Okay.
Let's say today you have a surgery that needs to be done. Okay? What happened is that I need to cut you open and cut out a particular segment of your, say, kidney or whatsoever lah.
Sure.
Right? First, I get a doctor to cut you open. That's doctor number 1. Doctor number 2 job is to cut out the part. Doctor number 3 to sew it back.
3.
Actually, all these people could have been done by one. All these procedure could have been done by one doctor. But I purposely split it so that everyone get to earn money together.
Are they doing that?
There are doctors who do that. And what happened is, over the years, insurance company investigate, then they get very angry, then they go to the hospital and then fight them. And then the hospital will fight also. No? So they all fight.
Wait. Sorry. The doctors... But the doctors are earning from the insurance claim?
Okay. Because if I don't claim, you won't do the surgery. Right? So I have to help you make sure you get the claim. Right?
Okay.
Because what happened is, you see, I submit the medical fee, insurance company need pay me. Yeah. So now you think about it. Very simple. We are all sitting on the receiving end of this procedure. Now, if tomorrow you got admitted in the hospital, you listen to the doctor, you do whatever procedure need to do, you walk out, and the hospital tell you cannot leave yet because your claim is denied. How do you feel?
Just scared.
Who are you angry at?
Company.
Insurance company, right? Will you think about whether did the doctor cheat you? Did the hospital overcharge you? No. You won't.
Yeah.
Is it easy for the doctor to straight away say it's an insurance company problem?
Yes.
Correct.
So maybe that doctor that I was listening to on the podcast ain't this saint that he's claiming to be.
No, I'm not saying that he is like that. There are a lot of very good doctors. I have many good doctor friends who are extremely ethical and fantastic. Yeah. But I can tell you that this whole situation is actually very, very messed up. There are unethical players on both ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are unethical players on both ends.
Yeah. Doctors, clients, and the insurers.
Yes. So at one point, do you know that medical insurance had this particular product that allow you to claim 100 ringgit a night when you stay in the hospital? Or even more based on how much you buy. Do you know that there are insurance agents who advise their client this? Hey, your insurance is 3,000 ringgit a year, right? I help you to boost up the claim. You buy to make sure one night you can claim 500. So every year you just get yourself admitted for 4 nights.
Just to claim.
Then after you claim that amount, you use and pay for insurance. And do you know people actually buy the idea? It was so popular that insurance company had to stop this rider. Do you know what the rider was for? The rider was for people who will lose their income if they work. It is genuine case where, let's say today you are a freelancer, and really if you get admitted, you can't work, and then you need to get paid. This is for you. But because people go and abuse it, they have to cancel it. That is the problem.
Yeah.
So both sides are at fault one.
Yeah. No, it's funny because now I think about it, the people that are also bitching to me, who are insurance agents, are bitching to me about how they fight for their client, and then the stupid insurance companies, they just don't want to deny him his claims and blah blah blah. They're also the same people that will go and tell their clients, okay, you do this and then don't tell the insurance company, then we can claim. Yeah, they're also the same people.
Precisely.
Now only I didn't
Precisely.
Even,
but are there cases on both ends where the insurance company is too harsh? Or are there cases where on the hospital side or doctor side or the patient side trying to cheat? Yes. All sides.
So you said after you left the industry, significantly it got worse. They even brought this issue up in Parliament. I don't know whether a few times. I remember one time I saw it. What has changed, if you know?
I think what happened was that Number one, post-COVID, there was an issue. Because during COVID time, a lot of people couldn't go to hospital. All right? That's number one. So a lot of elective procedure or procedure that are not urgent waited post-COVID. So post-COVID, suddenly you have a lot of people admitting just for procedures. So the cost inflated. Now, number one, it caused the insurance company to look at the number and say, oh my goodness, how come these few years the claim go up so much? Number two, things became more expensive. Medical inflation was crazy. So prices went up and up. Okay. Yeah. And also because there are more and more, you need more and more hospital. Yeah. And when you need more and more hospital, when the demand is already there, when you are able to meet the supply, yes, you have a problem. The people who are meeting the supply are private hospitals. Private hospitals need to make money. Do you know to build a hospital, for example, you cannot always have full beds. Let's say if I have 10 beds, right? I cannot use all my 10 beds. I need to have allocate a certain amount for emergency.
Okay.
Which means I'm always going to have empty bed.
Yeah.
But is there always emergency?
No, but they are just in case.
Then how? Now, then number two, within 5 km radius, I got 10 hospitals suddenly. 10 private hospitals. As a person now, you want to choose to go to different hospital. Which hospital do you want to go to?
Private hospital.
Which private you want to go to?
Next one.
If got one got piano, one no piano, which one you want to go to?
Piano.
Go to the one with the musician playing in the middle lah. Quite nicer lah. Yeah. So now, as a business, they also have to add all this. But, do you pay for the piano? You only pay for piano when you admit. Where do you think your money is going to? Who's going to hire the piano guy? So here are all part and parcel of it. People demand higher service, but they do not recognize that the bills that they are paying for is also for this service that is not part of a medical procedure.
The premium increasing, that makes sense. But the fuckery do you think that has also increased from the insurers' ends?
So I think all sides has. But definitely you want to look at it at the final say ultimately, and then it comes down to it. Usually institutions make the call finally. Yeah. Right? And who are institutions in this case?
The Bank Negara?
Bank Negara, insurance because they are regulated. Then you have hospitals. Yeah. So by the virtue of who is largest to smallest, that's the rank lah. And finally, you need the people, right? Yeah. Now, I think to a certain extent, we are still quite okay, but it needs to be contained immediately.
To get an idea, how many % of people have private insurance?
So in Malaysia, although the official data say that we have about 50 to 60% Malaysians have insurance, but actually it's not really.
It's not even close to that, right?
My estimation of people who are truly covered, because you're talking about different car insurance also. And you're also talking about like one person having two policy, but we spread out and we say that the number of policy divide by the number of people like that, right? So we're saying 50, 70%, but actually not true because you probably have two policy, at that day. So they say that the actual coverage, some say is estimated to be about 20 to 30%. So you're talking about 20 to 30% of Malaysians are being covered under private insurance, and the remaining are being covered by government.
Yeah. Do you think that, let's say if 70% of people already have it, this is going to be a way bigger issue and there's going to be more.
So here's the interesting thing about insurance. The more people have it, the cheaper it becomes.
So maybe they're not
exactly technically correct, but what happens is that you think about it, right? Insurance is all about statistics. Yeah. Let's say if I say the population of Malaysia have 1% chance of having stroke, means 30 million people. Then now the question is, what's my sample size? If I only take 1,000 people, I could have picked the 1,000 people who are more prone. But if let's say everyone has an insurance, now my risk is really 1%. Yeah. So that's why in Singapore also, to your surprise, Singapore insurance is cheaper in Malaysia.
Like you're talking about 1-to-1 or what?
Almost 1-to-1 is cheaper.
Okay. So it's way, yeah, for them itself, it's actually way cheap. Wait, the private ones are?
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically it's cheaper than Malaysia, I can tell you. So why? Because they have more population being covered, and number two, their people are generally healthier.
Ah, okay. Because there's more people.
Yes.
Okay,
But if let's say the people are generally not so healthy, then it will become more expensive. And Malaysia is one of the most unhealthy nations in Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of diseases. I think we are the most obese, we have the most heart
Obesity.
attack, all these kind of things.
Yeah, heart issues.
Correct. Now, why do you think in Singapore they are so adamant about having less salt, less oil, less sugar?
Yeah, because they're aware of all this already.
Yes, because it causes a national epidemic in the sense.
Okay. What about the agents? Like nowadays getting more accessible, easier for people to just purchase a policy without the agents. But obviously, that's the other side of it. If you have a good agent, they will really fight for you. Some agents, if not so good, they're not gonna try their absolute best. Do you think the near future agents gonna be more redundant?
Okay, so when we say agents fight for us, first we need to understand what they fight for. Now, have you ever been admitted into hospital?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, luckily no.
So if you ask any of your friends, this is how the procedure will look like. They probably call their agent because they're scared and tell them that they are meeting. The agent will say, okay. Now, from then on, whether agent appear or not, all they need to do is just walk in, deal with the hospital. From then on, hospital will send the reports to the insurance company automatically. In fact, it shouldn't be reviewed by the agent at all because the agent has a relationship with you. Therefore, it is a very biased relationship. The whole process from then on, the agent is not involved. Now, what is the agent involved? The agent is involved in comforting you, telling you that everything is going to be fine. The agent is involved in helping you to take the report if necessary. Yeah, most of the time it's being sent automatically. The third is if there is a problem with your claim and you're too lazy to download the form yourself or fill in anything yourself, the agent come to your house, let you sign the form, talk to you, and then submit it for you.
Yeah. Take you
This is
for
what the
coffee.
agent does. Take you for coffee, make you feel good.
See, what I was thinking is because I got close friend as agent. Sometimes the doctor, I can't remember specific cases, but she'll call the doctor up and complain to the doctor. Then the doctor will ask the doctor, how come my client should be able to claim this? The insurers deny it. Then he tell the doctor, okay, please can you help me write this and write that?
So that's actually wrong. It's unethical.
You see, no, that's why remember I was saying. Remember just now I was saying the same people that are talking shit about the insurance company, the same people doing this, and I never thought that it was wrong because I don't know the insurance industry, and she was telling me all this. So I'm like, oh, she's the savior,
Yes.
Holy shit!
Our impression of it is always insurance is an institution, therefore they are the rich. And I buy ID, you're supposed to help me.
Yes.
Yeah, but actually you don't understand it's actually a business relationship. It has nothing to do with help. You try don't pay your policy and see whether they claim or not. No claim now, bro. It's a business relationship, bro.
Yeah.
Now, can the agent go and call the doctor and advise doctor what to write? No, it is not supposed to be. Not supposed to be. Why? Because have you heard of people who actually, let's say they have an eye problem? Right? And then they go to see a doctor for surgery. After they come back with double eyelid.
No lah, never heard, but okay, that happens.
Yeah. That happens.
Okay.
So actually they do a normal fix. But it's supposed to be a medical condition. But since we can claim, as well, I just charge at the higher range and help you do it as well.
Oh,
okay. So usually the procedure will cost say 5,000 ringgit. But because I can help you claim insurance, might as well like that, I do 7,000. Because the maximum amount I can claim is 7,000 anyway.
But don't you have to put it in there, like double eyelid surgery and why? Then
no.
The insurance.
I just say surgery on the eye for this lah. Because you have to understand, For a doctor, when they do procedure on you, it's just like me doing something extra. It's like tomorrow you go and I ask you help me buy rambutan. Since you're in the fruit store, can you help me take the
Apple
mango as
also,
well?
yeah. Okay, so is the doctor is also a, for lack of a better word, a sohai.
I mean, all of it come together, right? So
Yeah, I understand.
in the case of a problem of medical, I would always say that insurance company also know one. That's why what they do, they give you a range. They always give you a range. Because the truth is, let's say today you just started cutting people. You are new to heart surgery. Your charges are 10,000. But there's this doctor who's so damn famous. Do you think that he should be charging 20,000? See? Now, for me as a user perspective, I would say no lah, it's the same. For insurance company, they may say it's the same. But as a doctor,
You think you're worth that, lah?
I'm worth that one. See, it's a multiple side argument. It's a multiple side argument, you know.
So from what I'm hearing, you think that agents they're easily replaceable.
I wouldn't say the agents are easily replaceable.
I mean, there is also you see, because we only have 20 to 30% that are insured. I'm sure a big part of that is because of the agents doing their best to get the sales.
Yeah. See, then there's a very big problem, right? You think about it. Even when there's a person keep going out there and trying to sell also,
Yeah.
the penetration rate so low.
Yeah.
What happens when you replace them?
Yes.
So that's the fear of insurance company. Now, to say whether replaceable or not replaceable, maybe the better question to ask is this, right? What part of an agent's job can be replaced?
Can be replaced.
So you think about it, right? Like, do you have a girlfriend?
No.
Okay. So let's say when you have a girlfriend, what if I argue with you that ChatGPT can also talk to you? What? Then how to fight, right? Yeah. So then I have to say one of the biggest role of an agent is actually relationship. It gives you that feeling of assurance. That's number one. Number two, the advice when you are navigating through the product. Because the products, honestly, it is very complicated.
Super.
Yeah. You do need a certain level of understanding of product to be able to explain it. And if you were to read it yourself, chances are you may not understand.
Here's another side of it, lah. You don't have an agent. You're forced to understand it and be more educated about what you're actually purchasing, lah.
That's right.
Which could be a better thing for the consumers all around.
Yeah. So you think about it, right? One of the tools, one of the things that were able to transit to online selling was actually car insurance. Remember, for a very long time, our parents actually used our agents to renew car insurance. They go to shops, everything. And today we do it online. Why? Because number one, it is compulsory. And number two, it is a simple product. There's not too much of explanation needed.
Yeah. And whoever has a car, I mean, a lot of people drive cars, lah. Yeah. Whoever has a car, they
need to have it.
Yes, they need to have it.
Suddenly now, everyone will just buy online. So then, here's the question, right? Whether an agent is needed or not, it depends on the policy that is implemented in Malaysia.
Why?
Okay, if we were to say that insurance is compulsory for everyone, then at the moment you, like Singapore at the moment you sign up for, you have EPF, your EPF will automatically help you to buy insurance. Will there be a need to have an agent then? It will be quicker that you will see that number of agents will reduce because I will just automatically do it online myself.
That's also actually a question I want to ask. Like, do you think insurance is compulsory for everyone?
I believe insurance should be compulsory.
For whoever who can?
Yes. I think there should be some sort of a universal insurance plan just like Singapore. For profit universal insurance plan, not non-profit.
You're talking about their private one, No.
So I'm talking about
You're talking about their universal one. What do you mean by for profit?
Means the entity that is paying out the payment should be able to make money out of it.
Of course,
because if it doesn't, then we become a social welfare. Then it will be a national debt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
It will not be popular by the way, but I think it's the right thing to do only .
So in any cases, I don't think that, no lah. I want to ask, is there any cases where someone you think does not need to have insurance? Nah.
Yeah. Billionaire. Yeah, I've met people who are really don't need one
Yeah.
because they are billionaires, right?
You ask them.
Like because they can just buy the hospital. Put it this way, right?
Yeah, and there's never a
But
worry.
do they still have insurance? They still have. Because for them again, why should I be paying that money?
So that should be a good answer to people who's asking that question lah. If billionaires also have insurance, then why wouldn't you have insurance if you can afford it?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
So do you know that there are certain private companies, right? They actually have their own insurance,
Yeah.
which means not they buy from company, no. They use their company fund to create an insurance.
Oh, their own
Yes.
self. Okay.
Yeah, so they self-fund an insurance. Yeah, so they create their own insurance fund.
Which is, I'm sure, it saves them a whole lot also.
Yes, for some it does because they are that rich.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it comes down to,
Yeah, you
Yeah
need
lah.
it. Everyone needs it.
yeah. I think it's called captive insurance if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's called captive insurance, yeah.
Bro, what is going on in Venezuela, man?
Wow.
Yeah, it's a loaded question. From what I heard, we've got people celebrating in their
Yes,
streets there,
yes.
right? One side of it is Trump is doing this again, going into another country,
That's right.
invading, breaking every international law. I think what's most talked about is the oil reserves.
Yes, that's right.
I think before this, right, most people don't have no clue also about them being the biggest oil reserves.
Oh, yeah. Here's what's interesting, right? I think when it comes to Venezuela, this is really quite shocking. I think, firstly, you can see...
Is it shocking?
Yeah, it's quite shocking. Yeah, because the way it happened, the way it turned out, I mean, he kind of talked about it quite a bit, but the fact that this war has happened or that this invasion happened even without Congress approval, so it basically just went in, right?
Yeah,
Overnight, bam, and then suddenly like, oh wow, there's an attack in Venezuela. I thought you were just talking about it, but you have to look at the pre-incidents that's leading up to this, right? A couple of months back, what happened is that America started attacking ships or little vessels that they suspect to be carrying drugs from Venezuela to America, right? And what happened is that in the past, they would just stop it. But this time around, what they did is that they just attack it, bomb it immediately. So it's already quite brutal in the sense. Yeah, because under suspicion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no solid proof. That's what I heard.
No solid
also.
proof, right? Yeah, then subsequently, he's been talking a lot about Venezuela as a country that's a narco country that's been actually transporting a lot of drugs there. But actually, the truth is, most of the drugs in the US is not really through Venezuela. There's more from Mexico, from Colombia, and so on, right?
Yeah.
So this draws us to the attention that actually the truth of why he wants to attack Venezuela,
A convenient truth.
truth, right? Yeah, is actually it has the biggest oil reserve in the world, right?
Yeah.
Now, and because of that, what he's gonna do is suspected is similar as Iraq, where after invading it, he's gonna take over. Now, the issue here is this, right? Like what everyone said, it's a mixed opinion right now because some time back, if you actually look after Nicolas Maduro took over, the whole country went on a nosedive. Venezuela, prior to this, right, about 8 to 10 years ago, or more, right, it was actually quite a chun country, Their economy was doing quite good.
You mean before Maduro's reign?
Before Maduro. So before Maduro was this guy called Hugo.
Right?
Hugo time was not bad one. Not bad, right? Yeah. And when he took over that time, he took over with a very populist kind of stance where he said that as a country, we want to help the poor to do well. So he came out with a lot of policies like improving school, improving healthcare and so on. But he did not take care of the economic engine. So it became just a pure charitable kind of thing.
Sorry, but he did follow through with those policies, improving the schools or what? Okay.
Yeah. But what happened is this, right? If you're just doing charity and you got no way of making money, then you become poorer lah.
Yeah.
So the whole economy went on nosedive. And when Nicolas Maduro took over, it went on further nosedive. Now, and what happens is that people in the streets become more angry and people have no money. Inflation went crazy.
Would you say the people label them as a narco state? Would you say that also rapidly increased because their economy was dying, so they had to go expand on their drug.
You could say that as well, but more likely is that if you look at the situation where how the president then was at the time, he's just doing whatever he can to actually hold on to power, and because of that, there were a lot of corruption and things like that. So naturally, the whole South America, there's a lot of narco, right? So that's where it gets involved, I suppose.
So, I saw some estimates. Total value of their the oil reserves, 17 trillion. So that's about 1/3 of the U.S. debt, right? So is it as simple as they go in, they take that oil, and it's not going to be as simple as, okay, then they sell all that oil immediately, and then they cancel off their debt by that. I don't think it's going to be as simple as that, is it?
No, it's not going to be as simple as that. But what people are estimating is that when this happened right now, then a lot more American companies can actually go in and take over the oil reserves, right?
Okay, yeah, slowly.
Yeah. So then now what happened is that American companies have a control on the oil reserve, and then they will be able to come up with all sorts of policies that benefit American companies and America as a nation more than it benefits Venezuela.
So what does China think about this? I saw one of their representatives did mention something about it, like no country should be able to just invade any other country, blah blah. That's all I heard lah. But
so here's the biggest argument in the market right now, right, or amongst the people right now, is that there are some group of people who say that they are very happy that Maduro is actually removed because this country is going down to hell already, right? And many people want to leave, and they believe that if, let's say, Maduro is removed, things will get better. So these people are rejoicing. So it's kind of like people who live under the terror reign of Maduro, they feel good about it. At least this is what's being reported, right?
But
Here's the but, right? The but is, what makes America be the country to decide and say, I can just break all international law, go in, bomb a country, and then after that take the president out?
Well, nothing says that, but that's what they've been doing.
Correct. This situation become a little bit complicated. So Malaysia, I think Anwar Ibrahim, our Prime Minister, actually don't think is the right thing. China don't think is the right thing.
Yeah.
And certain other country is not saying too much about it.
So, because it's going to be in chaos. Like, you're not going to have a country, you invade a country, are you going to put in as much effort in managing that country? I mean, you already have to think about your own country, so people are celebrating on the streets. They're thinking, okay, this leader that they don't like is gone already, but they're not thinking about, like, oh, but what happens after that?
That's right.
Yeah.
So this is where you can draw a parallel with Iraq, right?
Yeah.
When they invaded Iraq,
Yes.
what happened was that it's on the name of removing Saddam Hussein, right? And in the name of there's a weapon of mass destruction, right? Subsequently, they say that we are gonna take care of Iraq. But the issue is that, was there really a clear plan of establishing back the local government? There didn't seem to be a successful outcome of it. And what happened is that, in fact, it caused even more issues. For example, ISIS was actually... Remember ISIS?
Of
The one
course.
who took over Syria, right? It was actually part of the result of this whole messed up situation there, right? That gave rise to actually armed forces.
A retaliation group.
Yeah, a retaliation group. So the question now is that, with a similar thing happening in Iraq and Venezuela, you see a kind of like a mirror image, at least half of it at this point. So then what are they going to do next? Is it going to be exactly like Iraq? Or is it going to be different, where they are going to quickly install a local government, return back the power to the people? What? Now,
It's super complicated. Something like the Israel-Gaza war, right? Yeah, I took note of that only when it happened, right? Try to keep up with it. And it's, Israel have their own narrative. Remove Hamas. They always use Hamas as the bad guy, okay? It's sort of like Saddam Hussein, right? But what is their plan after that? They also don't have a solid, like, rebuilding plan. Just now Vishnu was telling me that right now the US dollar, right, is really low at 4.07. I think 2 years ago it was 4.7. And I feel like it's easy to see, like, okay, their economy is doing bad, so this is a way for Trump to get more money. A simple way to put it: go inside and take their oil reserves. Do you think that the drop in the US currency, right, is because more so of the Madani government has been doing their part, or is it because American economy has just been doing really bad?
Is it really Malaysia is getting stronger or is it US getting weaker? The truth is both ends.
Okay. Is this very loaded already?
It's quite, but it's fun. I mean, if you actually think about it, right?
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I love about money is this.
What's up?
You look at anything that's complicated, right? You just follow the money trail. You eventually find some sort of answer. I think especially when it relates to politics, if you look at 1MDB, if you look at everything else, just follow the money trail. Money will tell you everything.
Yeah, which is why people equate the oil reserves to the reason why reason they simplify it to that lah. The whole reason why US going to Venezuela. That could be one reason, but there's also a lot more complicated than that lah.
Yeah, it's more complicated than that.
Okay, bro. I know that you gotta go, so we wrap things up lah. Okay. Last question. Do you think like money, physical money, coins, which is already dying off. Sometimes you got coins in your pocket. You're like, what do I do with these coins? Notes, whatever, will still be around by the end of our lifetimes.
I think the answer is yes, likely.
So let's say 50, 60 years lah. If we are
but significantly reduced, like even more reduced. Yeah. Like, why do I think so? Is because but it could also change.
you think it could be?
I mean, depending on whether there's a war, right? Like, if let's say war is going to happen, and especially in Malaysia or in the global stage today, if there's a war, it's likely going to be nuclear. Nuclear means destruction of infrastructure, which means that forget about all the digital money you have, because you got no internet, you can't transfer.
You're right, bro.
Yeah, so that's the only fear, right?
But some people think that war is the reason why what digital money is gonna flourish.
That is Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
cryptocurrency,
I think if the kind of war that we're gonna have is the kind of war that doesn't damage infrastructure, but you will still have internet kind, yes, digital currency like crypto could do quite well. Yeah. It will do well. Yeah, because it will be considered as a digital gold. Right. But if you are talking about a total down, like long term down, like The Last of Us kind of down, Walking Dead kind of down, right? Yeah. Then I think that there may be still pockets of places that there will be internet, and you can still use it, but it will. What's matter more will be physical money.
We're going back to the barter system.
That's right. And then will it be even gold or anything? I would rather argue with you, having a knife in your hand will matter more than you have a 1 gram of gold bar.
Yeah, or so much so whatever note from any bank that you have.
Yes, and a can of luncheon meat will be worth much more than a piece of gold.
Once you put in nuclear into the picture, it's in the realm of whoever knows what is going to happen, and us talking about it is I would like to think it's irrelevant because I do not want to ever face that scenario ever.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a future that everyone is a bit afraid about right now, or not a bit, but rather very.
But it's 80 years, 80 years, and we are lucky. 80 years have not seen any nuclear since Hiroshima.
Yeah, we have not seen a war for 80 years. The longest period apparently in world history.
Yeah, let's keep it that way. I mean, there are wars.
Keep it that way.
Yeah, there are wars. Just that we don't call it World War.
Yeah, not widespread war. If it's a widespread war, it's a crazy thing, man.
Yeah. Okay. Wrap it.
Thank you very much, bro.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much, Peter, for joining the podcast. Hope we can do it again next time in the future. And guys, go to Mr. Money channel, subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, suggestions, who you want to see in future podcast episode, what you thought about today's podcast episode. And yeah, we will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much, Peter, for coming on the podcast.
See you guys next time. Thank you very much, Brian.
To my homies, I'm missing my oldies, my brothers, my cronies. We all went to court, but before only courts that we knew were the ones where we were shooting dice, selling Kobe. To a legend, rest in peace to the old me, rest in peace to my brothers, rest in peace to my whole team. The oldest, I'm missing my shawty.